Hello, Huskies, and welcome to our final episode.
But not final forever. Only of season 1.
Just season 1.
Don't worry, you're not done with us yet.
You have us for a long time, I hope. We actually had a really great intro, and then our producer Farida, who's here, of course, we have to always give a shout out to her. Didn't have our mics on, so you missed out on that. So if you see her around, just let her know.
Just know we're a lot funnier than we were just.
We're so much more funny. Funnier? We're much more hilarious in person. But what an incredible season it's really been. We've had such a great time. It's flown by, quite honestly.
Right. I know, we started with our intro launch episode, and we just talked about the expectations, but now that we've had all of these recordings and had all these amazing people on, like, it's really crazy to see what we've done in only a few short months. So.
It's so crazy. And to think that I remember us three sitting here and really, I mean, there were some episodes that you were here without me, and we just had a different arrangement of episodes, but planning all of them, going through all of them, seeing all the guests, going through all the events that we've gone through. We've gone through Parade of Nations. We've gone through Career Fair. We've gone through K-Day, all of these wonderful events that I remember us just kind of sitting down and thinking about. You and Farida really taking the reins on a lot of this planning and inviting all the people, and I can't believe that it's all done.
I know, and it's been a work in progress too, for sure. I know the first few times Farida and I came here early, and I swear our first few episodes there was always something wrong. Like, we would always have to be reaching out to WMTU, so big shout out to them as well, because they've let us use their studio. They've helped us who are not very technologically advanced on how to work this equipment, but without them we wouldn't even have an atmosphere to record these podcasts. So thank you, WMTU.
Let's do a quick recap for all of you that are maybe just discovering the podcast at this episode, at this juncture, and you're thinking about, okay, am I going to go back and look at all these episodes? What were some of the highlights that we had this season, Jamie?
Yeah, and I mean, we had so many episodes on so many different topics, and I mean, this is season 1, but I feel like this podcast is something that people can always refer back to. And definitely one of our bigger episodes that we had was our first main episode other than our intro, but that was on culture shock. So we had some current international students come in and talk about their experience, and, now after having our fall new students come in, I think that was really cool to be able to say, hey, now that you're here, listen to our podcast, listen to what other students have had to say. So obviously there's a lot that comes with Houghton and Michigan Tech, and so being able to provide that information to people that may not know what we're all about is awesome.
Yeah, and I think we went through that. What I love about these episodes too is that they never, and you hinted at it, is that it's never old material. We can talk about culture shock every single semester, and it's going to raise new things that people are talking about and feeling. And we really had that, a lot of the feelings with our mental health episode. That really was one of my favorites. I think that we really showcased an important part of being an international student, because I think culture shock really goes into a lot of the mental health things that we talked about. And it is one of those episodes and topics that we will be expanding on throughout.
Yeah, and I think, we talked a lot in our intro episode when it was just us starting that, we're always looking for volunteers to join us. And because these topics will stay prevalent, I mean, there's always room for new ideas and new perspectives. And so we still, going into season 2, hopefully season 3, 4, 5, 2, we're always looking.
If we don't get canceled. If we don't get canceled.
But yeah, so I mean, we're still looking for, people to join us and just share their ideas on topics that we've not even touched on yet in here.
Yeah, and I think some of the ones that you will also see, other than our intro episode, cultural shock, mental health, are the season ones that I think are also quite important. It does not matter if you're discovering this podcast at any point in your career at Michigan Tech, because we will just keep expanding on those things to do in the summer, things to do in the fall, things to do in the winter, and long are the days where summer is behind us. Now it's chillier, right? And so even though we would remember those days that it was so hot out, right? And we kind of want those days back. But there will be next summer, and we will be able to have more seasonal episodes talking about the things that you can do here in Houghton depending on the season.
Definitely, yeah. And I mean, obviously we talked a lot too about events, and I mean, that was in a lot of different episodes. I mean, we talked about K-Day, Kiwana Day, hosted by SLI. Taylor did an amazing job at breaking that down for us and what that entails. And we even touched on our events as well. Obviously, the Parade of Nations, probably our biggest event of the year. It's a whole community event. It's always successful. This past Parade of Nations was absolutely amazing as usual. And we expect the same for next year. But it is really a community effort, and obviously we always thank our international students, our sponsors, our committee for making that such a successful event.
Huge shout out to every single person involved in Parade of Nations. It really is. We constantly say labor of love because honestly everything that we do, and it's not just restricted to IPS. We will have other departments on campus, but our student affairs division really does everything with the labor of love tag attached to it. And we have had some wonderful departments come in. You will see some of those departments come in next season. But some of the other things that we also dealt with were a lot of the economic things of the international side of being an international student, right? Like we had Katie from Flagstar come in and talk about finances and how to open a bank account and the risks of credit cards and all. She kind of scared us a little bit, but we love you, Katie. Shout out to Katie for always being a huge supporter of Michigan Tech and of our international students. But with that, we went into some really important, heavy-hitting topics too about some of the things that a lot of international students want to know, which is working. So what did we talk about that?
Yeah, so I mean, we talked about career fair, I guess, too. I'll talk about that first. So I mean, we met with our career services team. They also do an amazing job at event planning. Career fair, as always, is always very successful. And so that's kind of the starting point, I feel like, with employment for our international students that are going on CPT and OPT, which we covered as well. So, you know, we really went into detail with all of those benefits of being an F student and being able to go on co-ops and internships and have the opportunity to apply for jobs after graduation by going to the career fairs. So really those episodes tied in together, and so I'm glad we got to get that information out for everyone.
I know. I just can't believe that all of these events have already come and gone. And we spend so much time as a university, as our division, as our student affairs division, really planning so many of these and putting our blood, sweat, and tears into all of these events just to ensure that you feel seen and heard and supported. That is extremely important with us and throughout our division. When you have questions about CPT, when you have questions about OPT, about your visa, of course, come to IPS, but that is not the only thing that we do. Any single moment that you have an issue throughout your Michigan Tech journey, even if it's, hey, I don't know what to do on the weekend, I feel lonely, I'm tired, all of those things we tackle. Don't be ashamed. There is absolutely zero shame. We understand the hardship, the difficulty, and all of the emotions that are going through you as you go through this time at Michigan Tech, from leaving your home country to your first semester, to your last semester, to your first job, to all those sorts of things. So we are here. We are here for you.
I think when we did our launch episode too, like now talking about our recap, I'm kind of coming full circle, because I remember in our intro I was talking about how, the podcast, another way to give out information. And so that again shows that we are here for anything. We're here to try to help you with anything, but that's why we brought in the experts to talk about K-Day and the banking stuff. You know, we bring in the experts, but we always want to help as best as we can to get that information out.
Yeah, and we will reach out periodically as we're kind of thinking back on season 1, as we're preparing season 2 and moving forward. Let us know what topics that you like. Let us know what topics, what people you would like to see on here, just because we want to ensure that we are putting out the information that we think is important, that we have heard from students is important, but that you think is important. Even if it's just one thing and you're thinking, well, this is just me that is thinking that. None of my friends, none of my classmates are talking about this. It doesn't matter. There is more than likely a lot more people thinking about that too. So, Jamie, let's give them a teaser. Let's give them a little bit of a teaser of what we are planning for season 2.
Yeah, I mean, from other episodes, I love my spoiler alerts hinting to the future. But I mean, yeah, we have a packed list as well coming for season 2. We obviously met with the African students in season 1, and so in season 2, we hope to meet with some other groups of students from their home countries and talk a little bit about what their experience was like, if it was any different from our African students. We do have other working professionals in our division that will be coming in to talk, such as maybe community conduct, Laura Putwin, hint, hint. And then also we're hoping to get more of a student base, I feel like, with our next season, where we're going to start bringing in those registered student organizations like African Students Organization, Indian Students Association, and getting kind of their views on things and just more advertising and letting you know what's available on Michigan Tech's campus.
Yeah, and we'll definitely throw in there too, someone from our office. A critical piece in our department is Casey, who does study abroad, study away. And so we really are hoping that for this second season to just expand a little bit, we're going to hit some of the topics that we've already talked about. For instance, like mental health, expanding on that, but definitely bringing you newer stuff, probably new departments that you have not even known about at Michigan Tech that are here at your disposal as a resource for you to ensure that your journey here is so great.
Yeah, and we'll definitely send out, maybe another Google form too and see if anyone is interested. Obviously, we do have these pre-planned topics that we'd like to touch on, but we're always welcome to suggestions. Obviously, maybe an episode dedicated to Taco Bell probably won't go by, but if you want to talk to me about your menu...
I love Taco Bell.
Please do.
This isn't sponsored.
I had it on lunch. But,
but if they want to sponsor us, we are here for it. Taco Bell in Houghton, we're here. We're here.
So.
We are big foodies when it comes to this podcast. We always record, and we are always hungry when we're talking about it. So any food place that wants to sponsor us, you are more than welcome to. But Jamie, what an incredible season it's been. What a fun time it's been for us three to really kind of just give our own perspective too, for the community, for the students to really get to know us a little bit better than what they see when they just come into IPS or where they see Farida in classes or anything like that, just a different layer to us. And I love that. I think that we've gotten some great feedback on it, and that's what really is skyrocketing us to keep going with it.
I know we make fun of Farida, our producer, all of the time. I know she secretly loves it, but we do genuinely want to thank her as well for all of the work she's done, even if she, starts it too early without her mics on. But she's still amazing.
She is amazing. We love her.
But then all the times I mess up, she makes sure to, make it better. So
she makes us sound and look pretty.
Yeah. Thank you, Farida, for all of your help as well.
Yes, thank you. We really appreciate every single thing that you do. Farida, as you guys know, or if this is your first episode, she is one of our student workers. She's also an international student. She's our producer. She is the one that really is the backbone of a lot of this. And we have just had such an amazing time also getting to know her, I think, and watching her grow and come out of her shell. And you will see more of her in season 2.
We will force her. And also, always, Christian, thank you for being an amazing co-host. It's been so much fun. And thank you to all of the listeners. You guys are the reasons that we do it. Whether you're community members supporting your colleagues, I guess, if Flagstar, employees are listening in for whether you are an international student, domestic student, Michigan Tech faculty, staff, a Houghton area community member, thank you for supporting us, and we hope that our podcast is beneficial to you and can help get you some information. As always, I know I've shouted them out before, but I also have to thank my mom and dad because I know they love our podcast and they listen to every episode, so shout out to you guys as well for your support. Supports us and has been here with us.
We love your dad. He is a staple at Michigan Tech, and in Michigan Tech's history, quite honestly. And so thank you, Jamie, too. She is really essentially the founder of this podcast and us three together, just with our tidbits, have made it a little bit of what it is. And so I thank you for always being such a vital piece of IPS, quite honestly. And I feel like it's sounding like a goodbye, like we'll never see each other again. But no. We are here to annoy you and give you all the information for more and more seasons to come.
Yes. So, with that being said, we will see you next time in Season 2, Huskies.
Thank you.
Bye.
This has been an IPS production with Michigan Tech University. If you would like to be featured in a future episode, reach out to us at ips@mtu.edu or come to our office in the administration building. Bye!